Have you ever noticed that the most powerful people in the world don't have to try to be respected? They don't raise their voices. They don't explain themselves. They don't flood social media with highlight reels of their lives. And yet, they are the ones everyone watches. Everyone wonders about. Everyone follows. It's not magic. It's not even luck. It's a mindset. One that's been carefully cultivated, silently sharpened, and strategically executed over years. It's what we call the VIP mindset. The mindset of the quietly rich, the psychologically untouchable, the unreachable. Not because they hide, but because they've elevated. Today, you won't just hear about it, you'll decode it, and by the end, you'll start to think like them too. Let's begin. Loud wealth flexes, quiet power signals. Most people think being rich means buying cars, watches, yachts, broadcasting every win to prove you've made it. But the quietly rich, they don't chase visible validation. Because true wealth isn't in what you show, it's in what you can walk away from. The quietly powerful don't need to convince you they have value. They already know, and that knowing is their currency. When you move from proving to projecting, from noise to signal, you step into the mindset of the elite. They don't perform for attention. They design their identity to attract respect. Energy is a finite resource. Most people spend it like loose change, but the quietly rich treat their energy like gold. They're not in every group chat, not at every party, not replying to every message. They protect their attention like royalty guards a crown. Why? Because they understand this. Attention is influence, and influence preserved becomes power. If you say yes to everything, you're just noise in the algorithm. But if you're rare, you become signal. And in a noisy world, signal is sacred. The quietly rich know when to disappear. They vanish from events, step back from socials, skip the spotlight, on purpose. Why? Because absence creates value. Think of diamonds. They're valuable because they're scarce. Same with elite presence. The less they're seen, the more they're desired. The less they explain, the more people lean in. Silence creates suspense. Distance breeds demand. They understand that if people can't access you freely, they respect what little they get. Scarcity breeds significance. Listen closely to how powerful people speak. You'll notice a few things. They speak slower. They pause longer. They choose words with surgical precision. They let silence work for them. And their favorite phrase? Let me think about it. It's a phrase of control. It says, I decide when I move. You don't rush me. The quietly rich don't argue. They don't over-explain. They set boundaries through rhythm, tone, and calm authority. The most powerful people influence without looking like they're influencing. They don't push their ideas. They place them subtly. They don't dominate with volume. They win with timing. The VIP mindset uses suggestive questions, controlled body language, eye contact that feels like gravity. They let others talk, and then say one line that shifts the entire conversation. He who speaks last controls the room. They let others try to impress them, and in doing so, reverse the dynamic. They understand the power of invisibility, the art of moving in silence while still shaping the outcome. The quietly rich don't set boundaries. They live them. They don't justify them. They don't apologize for them. They don't answer texts at midnight. They don't hop on a quick call just because someone asks. They don't do urgency. Their life runs on intention, not interruption. They teach people how to treat them by how unavailable they are to nonsense. And here's the twist. People respect what they can't get too easily. Being reachable is kind. Being unreachable is powerful. Most people confuse arrogance with confidence. They think shouting, flexing, or dominance is what makes someone powerful. But the quietly rich, their confidence is inward-facing. It's the way they enter a room without needing to be noticed. The way they sit calmly while others rush to speak. The way they make eye contact like they've already seen the outcome. They don't dominate space. They own it. Silently. Their power is the absence of insecurity. The VIP plays the long game. He doesn't care about petty wins or small insults. He's not reactive. He's reflective. When someone disrespects him, he doesn't explode. He observes, remembers, plans. Because his currency isn't vengeance, it's legacy. He's thinking in decades, not comments. He builds a reputation so strong, one whisper from him shifts rooms, and you can't build that by chasing every fire. Let others scream. He strategizes. The quietly rich curate their world. Their office, intentional. Their wardrobe, precise. Their phone, filtered. They don't live in clutter. They don't keep toxic people around. Their space mirrors their mind, clean, structured, and elite. And in every room, they know where they sit, who they face, and when they leave. Because presence isn't just physical, it's spatial dominance. The way you control space changes how people perceive your status. The VIP doesn't need approval, applause, or company. He prefers it, but he never depends on it. That's why he's so calm, so grounded, so hard to manipulate. When you don't need something, you have power over it. People bend to those who don't bend for validation. Detachment is a superpower, and the quietly rich wield it like a sword. In moments where most panic, the VIP slows down. When stakes rise, his breath deepens. When things go wrong, his posture remains tall. He has trained himself, through repetition, loss, and wins, to remain still while others shake. Because stillness is clarity. Stillness is signal. Stillness is presence. It's the trait that makes him unshakable, and the foundation of how he leads. The VIP doesn't want to be known for noise. He wants to be remembered for impact. He doesn't join every debate. He doesn't clap back. He doesn't trend. He builds, listens, waits. And when he moves, people notice. Because it's rare, because it's exact, because it's earned. This is the essence of playing the quiet game. Move less, mean more. Society glorifies loud leaders, but history remembers the strategic ones. Not every king was a warrior. Some conquered with words, with silence, with patience. The quietly rich have replaced charisma with clarity. They don't speak to impress. They speak to direct. Leadership isn't volume. It's vision. And the VIP sees 10 steps ahead while others celebrate step 1. Here's where it all begins. Internally, the VIP doesn't bully himself. He corrects with firmness, not shame. He doesn't spiral. He resets. He doesn't drown in comparison. He sharpens. His self-talk isn't, "I'm not good enough." It's, "I'm not finished yet." He speaks to himself like someone becoming, not someone breaking. And that inner dialogue shapes his outer energy. They aren't unreachable because they're better. They're unreachable because they've stopped needing to be reachable. They don't explain every move. They don't justify every decision. They let people wonder. They let mystery compound because they've chosen depth over noise, privacy over popularity, process over proof. That's why they rise. That's why they intimidate. That's why they win. So what is the VIP mindset? It's not about being cold. It's about being composed. It's not about having more. It's about needing less. It's about building the kind of presence that doesn't scream, because it doesn't have to. If you want to be quietly rich and unreachable, guard your energy, refine your language, cultivate silence, invest in mystery, play long games, and most importantly, become so deeply grounded in who you are, the world has no choice but to adjust. Welcome to the inner circle. This is VIP Decode. Power isn't given, it's decoded.